Kahuna Valley. So to all the viewers, before we begin, I want to thank y'all for all the previous support. I want y'all to keep tuning in, keep supporting, because notification bell, and please put some positivity in the comment section. Now, as the title suggests, the very interesting, very crazy topic from prison, Suge Knight exposes Tupac and Biggie's killers. Ooh, he exposed their murderers, or rather, from the video that I seen and the audio that I heard, he more or less hinted at their murderers. Now that's a crazy subject. Very touchy subject, especially in the midst of this new East Coast, West Coast beef that's turning up right now between Hassan Campbell, the YouTube sensation, Poppy Hassan Campbell, Haas, right? The dude with the real topics, okay? The dude everybody's been hating on, right? Poppy from Bronx River Projects in New York, and Whack 100's On Power Rule, Whack 100, Pimple Face, all of that, no disrespect, just saying, Whack 100, they stirring up a new East Coast, West Coast beef inadvertently. I think this shit is planned by the industry, but needless to say, nonetheless, in the midst of all of this going on, in the midst of Snoop Dogg now taking ownership of Death Row Records and trying to release a unreleased track from Nas, Daz, and Tupac. There's been a lot of talks of Tupac lately, but in the midst of bringing back this East Coast, West Coast rivalry that we have going on, right? In the middle of that, here on Kahuna Valley TV, we predicted it, right? Here on Kahuna Valley TV, we predicted it here first. You heard it here first. My platform might not be as big as all the other platforms you're going to hear it on, but baby, please understand, we predicted it here first. With that being said, my nigga and niggas, right? Cuz with all the drama with 6ix9ine and his beef all over the place, with the new West Coast, East Coast, East Coast, West Coast beefing that's going on right now, that's been stirring up, no thanks to anyone else other than Whack 100, Big U, and them extorting all the legends of radio from New York, all right? And a lot of artists apparently, because let's face it, all the real gangsters from New York are either locked up, retired, or dead. Okay, let's be real. Okay, Wolf, dead. All right, not talking about Dick Wolf. I'm talking about Wolf, the dude who rolled with B.I.G. and Puff. Wolf, very feared man, even on the West Coast. He is out of here. He's sitting with the Angels right now. All right, they parked him. Now, with that being said, no disrespect, rest in peace to the man, and my condolences to his family. We have Dick Wolf, all right, who's currently in the penitentiary right now. Many of his associates, and we also have a few people who are now YouTube gangbanger, Bloods, prison podcast people going on. We have OGs who are now retired, but and no longer gangster in the same sense. They're revolutionary gangsters. We have also Hassan Campbell's big brother, right? What was his name again? Sorry, Hassan Campbell, no disrespect to your big brother. It'll come to me. But many of the gangsters in New York who put in a lot of pain are facing life. They are in prison for life. There is no coming home for them. You might as well say that they're pushing up daisies from behind the wall. Let's be real. So a lot of the gangsters from Cali, on the other hand, because in New York you can't get away with anything. Not for long. You're done. Once you hop off that porch and you start moving and shaking, at some point you're either gonna have to quit early, you're gonna have to change things around, or your ass is gonna be pushing up daisies from behind the wall. Okay, you're gonna be sitting there holding on to the bars for dear life. With that being said, or you're gonna have to move real smart, real quiet, and real motherfucking low key. In the midst of this new West Coast, East Coast beef that's going on, you heard it here first. That's what's going on, man. That's really what's being pushed and promoted. And since we're in the internet age and nothing is moving numbers like the internet, TV ain't moving like the numbers like the internet, all right? Music ain't moving numbers like the internet. The hottest thing smoking as far as media is vlogging. People just gossiping, sipping that motherfucking tea that everybody's been talking about, and I've never seen that flavor. All right. So with that being said, where was I? Going to the park. All right. Hold on, y'all. All right, listen. Let me stop fucking around with y'all. Let me get this shit real serious with y'all though. Real talk. In the midst of this West Coast, East Coast beef between Hassan Campbell out of Bronx River Projects in New York, okay, one of the greatest cities in the world, New York. All right, one of the greatest states in the world, New York. Even though I can't wait to get the fuck out of this motherfucker. But we have and Whack 100 out of Cali, out the West Coast, straight up out the West Coast, straight out of Low Cash with his CB4 MC Gusto ass, all right? And him playing like the real Gusto out here extorting motherfuckers, right? All right, no disrespect to Whack 100. I'm just playing with y'all, but back on the serious tip. In the midst of this West Coast, East Coast beef, hold on, y'all. Whack 100, between Whack 100 and Hassan Campbell, Suge Knight from the penitentiary released a statement that was very shocking, man. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, right number? Sorry, y'all. Hope I ain't leaked no numbers. Please leave your message for. I called that off my phone. I don't want to get no calls on the line. Hello. Bottles. Yeah, I'm here. Hello, yeah, I'm here. Okay. All right, I'm on live, so I'm just letting you know now. All right. All right, no problem. All right, on a serious tip, y'all. On a serious tip. In the middle of this West Coast, East Coast beef that is going on now between Hassan Campbell and Whack 100, and I'm calling it that because that's exactly what the fuck is being pushed as. Whether Hassan Campbell, Poppy, Haas, Poppy from Bronx River, or Whack 100, on Paru, Mr. On Paru himself, whether they realize that that's what's going on, that's what's going on. Whether they realize that's what that this is being gonna develop into a West Coast, East Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, West Coast, East Coast beef, and that's gonna blow out of proportion and be causing the East Coast artists and movers and shakers not to be able to go on the West Coast. And although people feel as though people, especially in New York, people gonna feel like, nah, fuck that, because regardless to what anybody thinks, I love Jersey, I love PA, right? I love New Jersey, I love PA, I love the whole East Coast. But New York, when you say East Coast, the first place that come to mind is New York. That's a fact. Fact though. That's like for real. Cause that's what it is, you heard? When you say the East Coast, New York is the first thing that come to mind, you heard? That's a whole fact. The first thing that come to mind is definitely New York. So when somebody from New York head over to the West Coast to do business and get their money right, people, it's like when a loc goes to a Damu area, especially when it's tension. The first thing that they're thinking of is not the color green. It's the same thing when someone from the East Coast, even though it seems like shit is chill, because for a while hip hop kept things kind of peaceful, but behind the scenes there was tension, there was problems. When someone from the East Coast head over to the West Coast, especially if they're from New York, you already know there's gonna be problems. And a lot of niggas from New York gonna get mad at me. However, you're not prepared for what the fuck going on over there. And not to say niggas are soft, but it's not about being soft, tough, hard, whatever you want to call it. It's about, that's their home turf. They have home turf advantage. They know the lay of the land. That's why we lost in Vietnam, you heard? We had better weapons and all that. It meant nothing. It meant nothing. The reason why when we had the war in Afghanistan and all that, we had problems. That's why we bombed the fuck out of all of them. And I say we because as an American citizen, we all as a collective, whether we believe in that shit or we believe, you know, some funny shit and funny business and greed was going on or not. Hold on, y'all. Where was we? Where was we? Hearing some weird noises. I don't know. It's the wind blowing. It might be a twig stuck in the car on the outside of the car somewhere because fucking trees coming down. All right. Where was we? You. It don't matter how gangster, how tough you think you are, or you say you are, or people believe you are, or the streets vouch for you. Excuse me. You going some to where someone else has been moving and shaking and doing their thing for years. It's the same thing, and I'm not just getting on the East Coast. I'm saying when you go over to the West Coast, it's gonna be the same fucking problem. When the West Coast niggas come over here to the East Coast, let me tell you something. It's gonna be some problems. It's gonna be drama. It's gonna be issues. You heard? With that being said, listen, cuz I don't think it should be like that. As a certain demographic of people, whether you call yourself black, whether you call yourself Latino, whether you call yourself whatever you call yourself, as people coming up from the mud, from the dirt, from the grime, from the gutter, we all should be sticking together to make a way out of here. We should be trying to take this industry, trying to take this culture back. We not the enemy. We not the enemy. The motherfuckers that's getting the real checks while you sitting there making song after song after song after song after album after album after mixtape after mixtape after whatever, doing tour after tour after tour. They have your publishing, your masters and all that, got you on a 360 deal, slave contract and all that other shit. And while you wearing your money, you flossing and stunting, and a lot of y'all motherfuckers wearing fake shit. You're not even wearing gold-plated shit. You're wearing straight up plastic. Okay? These label heads, and you think you some shit because you were gifted a Rolls Royce, or you purchased a Rolls Royce, or a Maybach, or a Bentley, or a motherfucking Lambo, or Corvette, or whatever the hell you driving in, right? You feeling yourself. However, these motherfuckers got jets on jets on jets on jets, and not just that, right? You might have a private jet, but that airport that your shit gotta land on, but that strip that your shit gotta come off of or land on, or that place that you got your shit from, they own it. They got it. So until you got that, you don't have true wealth. And there's a reason for why you're not able to obtain true wealth, and that's because y'all motherfuckers are so busy fighting amongst each other, worrying about the distraction. So with that being said, you heard? Listen, cuz. Right now, we got another East Coast, West Coast beef stirring up. While we have bigger and better things to worry about. You got this fucking vaccine still being pushed, and pushed onto you, onto all of y'all. While these niggas is sitting back like fat cats. You seriously think any of these super wealthy elite motherfuckers gotta really take that vaccine? You regular motherfuckers who's trying to get in the industry, who still gotta work a 9 to 5, or who still gotta go into some of these public places, right? You might eventually have to take the vaccine. Like, it's like, and me myself, I don't want to. I don't want to be a part of that bullshit. I don't want to subject myself to some shit that's going to destroy my body intentionally, that I know full well is not good for me. That's really any vaccine, but least of all this COVID-19. We still have that going on. We still got to worry about that bullshit. But these super elite, they don't got to go to the supermarket. They have motherfuckers for that. They don't got to work a job. They have motherfuckers for that. They the bosses. They the owners of the places your ass work for. They the ones who make these rules and regulations and shit that says if you're not vaccinated, you can't come here. Now, they ain't got to worry about that. But your ass is concerned about this bullshit going on. No disrespect to Haas. No disrespect to Whack 100. But listen here. This ain't nothing but a distraction. And I understand, Haas, that son tried to play you out. He tried to, play you for pussy. Son tried to line you up. I understand, Whack, that sometimes greed make a nigga do some foul, shiesty, trifling ass shit. But we got a lot of other things going on that's bigger than this bullshit. And I know we 20 minutes in the live. And I know there ain't no viewers right now because I pick odd times to do my lives, and my subscribers are low right now. I know that. But I know there are motherfuckers watching. The same way they kept Haas from growing during his lives, and now they can't do it because he's putting his message within the ignorant shit. He peeped the weakness in the game and sold it. He took a piece out of Tupac's book. I didn't understand that when I first started. I jumped in this shit at first trying to do the entertainment thing, wasn't taking it serious because I was doing other things that I felt I should have been doing outside of trying to build this platform, because social media of all kinds was bullshit to me. It still kind of is. However, I see there's money to be made on it, so now I'm in it to win it. However, I jumped right into trying to educate and teach and build and motivate and change the way motherfuckers think. And that fucked me up because now I know it don't matter if I have 1 million people watching right now. The numbers on this screen ain't gonna show it. It ain't gonna reflect that. The same shit happening to Haas, the same shit happening to Captain Tazariak and all that other shit. Whoever the fuck is teaching some shit that can wake people up and change them, they're gonna downplay it to prevent it from affecting the right people. My last video, that I put up, I said some deep shit. Y'all need to go check it out. However, I can't see it, so I don't even know if the video even uploaded. All of a sudden, when I'm saying some crazy shit and predicting shit, like this new East Coast, West Coast distraction, the video came down. I ain't see it. There was no copywriting, nothing. It don't matter, though. It's so good because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But with that being said, in the middle of this East Coast, West Coast bullshit, this soap opera drama, save it for your mama shit that's going on, that's got the world in a frenzy. 6ix9ine allegedly, like the title suggests, this is about Suge Knight. Like I didn't just say I was only gonna talk about Suge Knight. I'm saving up for that. I'm getting y'all built up for that. So stay tuned. Keep watching. I said in the title, Suge Knight exposes Tupac and Biggie's killers. Huh? What? After that, I said right on the thing, I said right plus more. So y'all getting a bonus right now. I could have saved this and chopped this up and did different videos. But I wanted to consolidate it and give y'all more all at once. Free of charge, baby. Free of charge. Know what I mean? Listen, cuz. During this bullshit with the East Coast, West Coast thing, on the flip side, on the drama side of things, excuse me, damn, 6ix9ine allegedly got duffed. Smike ran in his shit. Snuffed him on while he was out doing some shit in Miami. He was signing, doing little autographs, doing a little impromptu show, whatever he was doing, and somebody ran down on him. My opinion on that, it was bound to happen eventually. But I think 6ix9ine is, listen, he only gonna ramp this shit up. Hello?
Yeah, sorry, Papa, you put me.
Called you earlier. That was earlier. All right. Stop ramp bullshit up. He only gonna take this shit and run with it. They ain't gonna stop this man. Word. He ain't gonna stop him. He only gonna take this shit and run with it. And I think at some point 6ix9ine gonna have to show and tell. He gonna have to show what the fuck he been talking about. He gonna have to show actions speak louder than words. He gonna have to get it on with somebody. And yo, I wouldn't be surprised if he whooped somebody's ass, yo. Word, because you be fooled and surprised. The niggas that look the least tough be the ones that be knocking niggas the fuck out. That's a fact. The nigga you be underestimating be putting in the pain, you heard? Catching wreck, parking niggas, putting your ass right on the curb. That's a fact. With that being said, though, word. Hey, yeah. Work hard, you heard? On the flip side of things, again, on the other side of that coin, we got more East Coast, West Coast drama / black versus Asian bullshit distraction going on between your boy China Mac and was it AD from Cali or the West Coast, I think, somewhere on the West Coast. They get it on, they get it shaking. I don't even think they really fought. They might have. And China Mac, some people saying China Mac got spanked. I mean, Duke was like, he said Duke was like 6 something, 200 something pounds, 300 pounds. China Mac, he looking frail and old right now. No disrespect to China Mac. I heard he was with the shits back in the 90s. I heard he was putting it in. You could tell because the nigga got battle wounds all over. The nigga looked like a motherfucking experiment. The nigga looked like he was one of them frogs that they had on the table and they just chopped his ass up and sewed him back together. His back looked like Chucky's face after all the movies and he had the fucking stitches and shit all over. No disrespect, China Mac. I'm just letting it be known. My nigga, you look like you've been putting it in. You've been through some shit. You've been through war. Respectfully. Respectfully. But my guy, you played into this bullshit West Coast, East Coast, West Coast drama. Facto. Cause you played into it. You played into it. Who the fuck else are they gonna loop into this shit? You did it on a smaller scale because you're not really, you're known for being a rapper, you're known for the street shit, you're known for your drama with Jen. But however, my nigga, your cooking show, your food review show is lit. That's what you known for right now. Keep doing your thing. Don't play into this drama, my mans. And this whole Asian versus black bullshit that you've been feeding into lately. Let me explain something to you. Jen. I mean, not Jen, my fault. No disrespect. Let me explain something to you, China Mac. Let me address you on that. And I'm going to keep it official with you. Listen. I'm not trying to offend you, but if you get offended, so what? So be it. I'm not dodging no getting it shaken with no motherfucking body, and I'm not worried about nobody. Trust me. I'm a family man, a father, but nigga. let me tell you. Nah, let me not. But what I will say is that the Chinese have hated black people, Hispanics, and all. Have done so much vicious and horrific shit to the mothers of the earth, the fathers of the earth, the originators of all things. For so long, there's such a bloody, foul, disgusting history of genocide and destruction, not just from white people. And yeah, there's young, dumb niggas out here violating innocent Chinese folk who aren't racist, or many of them are, because I've heard Chinese motherfuckers call black niggas and all type of shit, not in a way that you do, not in a way that Jen do, Not in the way that y'all who've adopted the black culture and infused it with yourself and embraced it. Not like y'all. I'm talking about not in with endearment, but with hatred and malice. You heard? And when someone beats your ass for doing some shit like that, can you really say you're being victimized? Because you know the pain that came behind that fucking word. You know the pain that came behind just your skin color and the shit that's happened. Castration, rape, forced impregnation from another nation, from another people, being forced to carry your slave master's DNA on to the next generation. Do you know what that is like? Yes, China has had a fucked up history. But as it stands right now, China is a superpower. Africa is not. Although, resource-wise, Africa is the best. Africa is the most rich in resources under the table, behind the scenes. The resources that are coveted by the elite: gold, silver, diamonds, copper, other elements. Africa is rich with that, and it used to be rich with other resources, other minerals. It used to be, but it was all stolen by China, by Europe, by the Arabs, by everybody. And I'm not trying to get all conscious and walk on y'all. I'm just letting you know. China Mac, I get it. You don't want your people victimized, and nor does anyone else. But the only way to stop the hate, my nigga, is not to put more hate into it. Is understanding, love, and compassion, brother. Now, you fueling a racist beef by beefing with this man AD. And he put the black, based on what the internet says, he put the black power fist on your ass. And I get it, you're not turning down nothing. And I respect that as a man. But you too goddamn old. You are a role model. It might not just be, there are other people that view you and watch you. You're a role model for others. Not just for your own people, but for black kids as well. And by you fighting that man, you could have alienated black people. You fighting a black man and knowing that you had an issue, whether you feel racist or not, you look racist, bro. To certain people, cuz you look racist. Just letting it be known. So I address that with you. No disrespect. I just want you to see it from that point of view. Hopefully you can understand respectfully. Now, back to this East Coast, West Coast shit. I was still on topic. You got Hassan Campbell versus Wack 100 on a bigger side of things. And then all of a sudden, from the bowels of hell called the penitentiary, you have Wack 100 jumping out talking about the same people in order to find the killers of Tupac and B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, Machiavelli and the notorious B.I.G., Tupac and Biggie Smalls look in the same direction. Because when you find, and I'm paraphrasing, when you find the killers of Biggie, you're going to find the killers of Tupac. When you find the killers of Tupac, you're going to find the killers of Biggie. They're one and the same. And when they did the investigation, there's some information that people have been glancing over, what has been recently being talked about. And no disrespect to Puff, P. Diddy Combs, Sean Combs, son of a mafia member, was it, in Harlem, who was allegedly a rat. No disrespect. This is what the internet, this is what TV, This is what other MCs, rappers, and other entertainers, other people, other gangsters have said his father was a rat. And he was a part of the, what we call the quote unquote black mob. Or was it the black mob or some shit? He was a quote unquote mafiosa, right? He was a gangster. His father was a gangster, a real gangster, hustler, street hustler. He was a gangster. All right. So whether he was a rat or not, but they say his father was a rat. His father was an informant. They say that, and his father was murdered. That's what they say. That's what they say. I'm not saying it. Sean Combs, cut from the same gangster cloth. Whether y'all believe it or not, yes, he's a shrewd businessman, an amazing entrepreneur, businessman. I respect him. I would have loved to be signed to Bad Boy. I would have been loved to be a partner with Diddy on some business. I would have loved it. Because Bad Boy was the shit over here in New York. That's a fact. I had this shit on a stranglehold in the East Coast. And the only reason Bad Boy didn't take over the world is because you had Death Row, which was a fucking powerhouse at the same time. That whole, you know what I mean? That was going on then. There was too much talent going on, man. It was a different era. Now it's just like anybody could, you know. So they saying Puff, the day that Tupac got shot in the studio, when the whole beef started with him and Big, Puff was in another room with what the fuck, with Jimmy Henchman. Oh shit, Jimmy Henchman, who was a known gangster on the East Coast, a known drug dealer, and a murderer. Okay, this is not out of my mouth. I'm not snitching. This is via the internet and other people releasing this information. It's public knowledge though by now. They're saying they were talking. Jimmy Henchman beeped Tupac. Tupac had a little thing going on with him, and he exposed certain people. There was a little beef going on. The rape charge thing going on that was planned by them people, Haitian Jack, I believe. And Jimmy Henchman, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I'm trying to be, you know, I'm just putting it out there for the people. I'm breaking shit down and how I see it and how I'm putting it together. Well, and I'm not blaming nobody. I'm saying this is all alleged. You know what I'm saying? No need for lawsuits, none of that. I'm saying allegedly. They was in an office together, separate from Big, while Big was in the studio recording some music. He had the Junior Mafia there and all that. But Puff and Jimmy Henchman together. What is Puff doing with this gangster? Puff is a gangster. He slapped mad motherfuckers. He was with the shits. He's extorting motherfuckers his damn self. He just doing it in a way that's business-like. And motherfuckers really fear Puff, low-key, I think, in the industry. Puff and Suge Knight was feuding. Puff, because Puff was the other side of that gangster coin over here on the East Coast. These corporate gangsters. And Suge was the other one. Look at the scenario, how they was moving. They was moving like two different mafioso groups. Facts. It was like Hoodlum, bruh. The movie. Only it was two black mob groups. Now, where was we? It was moving like the mob, both of them. So Jimmy Henchman beeps Pac to come show up to the studio. Pac pulls up to the studio and gets blasted on. Gets bullets lodged in the back of his skull. He gets shot up. And you see the infamous scene with him. If I'm not mistaken, it's the scene where he's flipping off at the camera. And then now the East Coast, West Coast beef thing starts. This was planned to make some money. They made a lot of money. Both Suge, Puff, made a lot of money off this. They played off of Tupac's revolutionary energy. They played off of him being a fucking firecracker. All right, that Cuz was just going to turn up on. You know what I mean? He was very loyal. He had a big heart. He wore his heart on his sleeve, and they played off of that. All right. So, and Pac. So, these hints that are being thrown out there, should we look in Puff's direction? Because Puff is winning right now. And although his top artist on Bad Boy ever, I don't give a fuck. Y'all can say Mace. Y'all can say You could say who was it? Craig Mack. You could say Locks. You could say whoever was on Bad Boy, but Big was the biggest to ever do it on Bad Boy. If it wasn't for Big, there'd be no Bad Boy. How the fuck did Puff, after that, become one of the richest in hip hop ever? How the fuck, after his death, did Puff succeed the way he did? How did Bad Boy become legendary the way it is? It was because of his death. So they say. Should we be looking in Puff's direction? Is that what you're saying, Suge? Should the East Coast be looking at, should us, cuz, Suge Knight? Should we be looking at Puffy? Did Puffy do it? Did Puffy kill Big? Did Puffy set that up? Is that what you're saying? Did Puffy kill Pac? Is that what you're saying? Because they've been saying it was you for the whole time, homie. Cuz they've been saying it was you the whole time. Was Orlando Anderson and Keefe D set up in this situation? Was they supposed to die too? Be a casualty of war? Oh wait, Orlando Anderson did die. Was they supposed to get Snoop too? Was they just a casualty of war? Should we be looking at Puff? Was he the real gangster in this whole outfit? This whole situation? Was he methodically planning this shit out? Should we be looking at Puff? Should we? Because last year, I think, or the year before, they were saying Puff the one who's behind it all. Look at Shine Poe, the rapper, where he made the song with Barrington Levi. Bonnie and Shine, you know that classic. Look at him. He ain't in the country no more. They put that nigga out the country. While Puff's still here. Puff done survived some shit. Puff done stood after the fire. When Big got hit up, Puff was there. Puff is alive right now, chilling. When Shine started flocking during that party, Puff was there. Puff is home. Puff is chilling. Yo, listen. The ghost of his past, if he did, the ghost of his past gonna haunt that man. If they not already. And if he can sleep good at night, he's truly the devil incarnate. No disrespect to Puff, but there's some evil in the industry. So, I guess what I'm saying is, should we be paying attention? Should we be looking in Puff's direction? Was it Jimi Henchman? Sorry. Was the government? Was Puff an informant, a spy? Was he a part of this shit? Inquiring minds want to know. We need answers. Suge, don't leave us hanging. Let us know, Suge. Who did it? You know. You was in that car when Pac got hit up. You seen something. My nigga, you in jail forever. You incarcerated forever. It's over. Before your last breath, and now that you spoke, we don't know when your last breath is coming. Please let us know. You not out here moving and shaking where you safe like that, homie. Cuz, let us know. We want to know. We need to know. This has been a mystery for too long. It's been a mystery for too long. Should we be looking at Puff? Allegedly? I'm just asking the question. Damn. Cliffhanger. He said the same group of people. Oh, I forgot. Was it Farrakhan? No disrespect. Was it Farrakhan? Because Farrakhan got power. Was it Farrakhan? Because, or was it someone else from the Nation of Islam? Because if I remember correctly, there was a video that stated that Puffy and Big had a run-in with the Nation of Islam, had some issues. Junior Mafia. This is coming from Little Caesar's mouth. Little C's. He's Leo. Little C's. It's coming from C's. Yo, C's, you know something. You know something. You hiding something. C's. You hiding something. Cuz you hiding something, my nigga. Suge done put some shit out there. Yo, piggyback off there. Give us this info. We need to know. A legacy has been... It's about to change the world. You don't even know. You better jump on that, cuz. Get that information out. I'm listening. You know something. You lied about some shit. You lied about some shit. I put the pieces together. You lied about some shit. And if you ain't lied, other people lie. You need to expose it. But you lied. You know more than you say. You lied. Somebody lied. Oh, Gene Deal. You know some shit too. Who was that? Was it Frank Alexander's his name? The nigga that was with Tupac's crew as security? It's funny. Yo. It's funny. It was the same group. It was the industry. But it was the same people. Somebody behind the scenes ordered that shit. That was a hit. That wasn't no beef. That wasn't no beef. Because when you think about it, yo, this shit got my fucking head just... Yo. How do I put this? Frank Alexander, the security, I think is his name. The nigga with the curly hair, the fucking genuine looking ass nigga, the fucking security guard. The security guard who linked up with those with Tupac's group. He was exposing some shit at one point. There was documentaries that I seen a long time ago in the early 2000s when I was a young little nigga, when I was a little badass little bastard running around, right? Where he was talking about the death of Tupac and exposing this jeweler hit me up. He was exposing All right, boom. I have to email this Jewel. I had some issues with the chain, man. Either way, Frank Alexander was on a documentary where they was talking with there was also some corrupt police supposedly a part of this, and now I'm starting to question the white officer dude that was, I forgot his name, that was talking about the murder of Big and Pop, and they discredited him by saying he was an alcoholic psycho, that people were saying that he was an alcoholic and he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He was lying. There was also one of the camera crews, one of the interviewers that they're saying was discredited. That was like his info was bullshit and secondhand. I forget who that was, but Frank Alexander said that there was some funny business going on with the death of Pac, and he was saying that niggas told them to leave their guns behind, that they shortened up the staff before his murder, shortened up security, and certain niggas was told to stay behind. Certain niggas didn't have their walkie-talkies, their phones, and all that shit. Niggas was just looking like weenies out here. Like, niggas was looking crazy, right? Niggas was just moving naked, right? And the same shit, Gene Deal said the same shit when he came out when in regards to Big. Before his death, security was understaffed, undergunned, undermanned, and both these two men that were security, they both said the same shit. That there was issues with the bosses and how the bosses was moving, that there was some shit going on with guns, with phones, with communication. Shit was just going left, and it wasn't how it was supposed to be and wasn't set up the right way. Shit looking funny over here. Suge, man, you just sparked my light bulb, bro. You heard? Hold up, let me see something. Is this Frank Alexander? Frank Alexander. Tupac. Oh shit. Well, we can't hear nothing else from Frank Alexander because he is dead. He was found dead in his Marietta home. So, the former bodyguard of the late rap star Tupac Shakur was found dead in his Marietta home Sunday, authorities confirmed. Frank Alexander, 54, also known as Big Frank, was pronounced dead by Riverside County Sheriff Coroner's official at 5:42 p.m. Sunday at his home in the 42,000 block, or 40, it might be 4200, but it's a typo, I'm not sure, block of Shaw Lane in Marietta. Sheriff's Coroner Sergeant Kurt James confirmed Thursday. I don't know when this article is printed. I'm just saying, that's crazy. Yo, Gene Deal, be careful, my brother. Yo, that's crazy how he didn't. Damn. But Frank Alexander was one of the earlier ones to expose some shit in regards to Tupac's death, because some people saying he's still alive. He not around. He might have escaped. He might have knew that hit was coming, because look at how he changed his name to Machiavelli, and he was predicting his own death, and even Big predicted his own death. Niggas knew. It's just maybe Big didn't get away in time. Big didn't get away in time because he was right next. If Puff has something to do with it, and that's what Suge Knight's alluding to, and that might be why Suge Knight ass is locked up and Puff is not. In regards to a lot of shit, Suge Knight locked the fuck up because he knew some shit. Yo. Suge locked up right now. Even though I had some unrelated shit, he's done right now. He's cooked. Some shit he could have got self-defense for. He's cooked right now. He looking real weak and frail right now too. He ain't looking like himself. And everybody on death row that was at the top is done. They caught heavy bids. Death row is done, and and Snoop took it over. Snoop hated Death Row near the end of his career. They wanted to keep Death Row finished because there's some shit in their catacombs damaging shit. If Puff had anything to do with this, Puff is a fucking genius, evil genius at that, bro. Cause let me see. And it's kind of funny because Gene Deal knows some shit, man. And there might be a reason why he ain't been touched yet. I always got this eerie ass feeling when I was a kid when they'll ever hear about this shit. Oh, shit, let's just get shit out. Hello?
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, I'm on live.
Oh, sorry. I was just calling to let you know I'm about to be on my way out. We just fixing the garbage bill.
Alright.
What's the matter?
I'm on live. I told you that earlier.
Oh, we on live with?
YouTube?
Huh?
I'm on
No,
YouTube live.
you on live doing? Finishing the story from yesterday?
Nah, something else. It's crazy. We're gonna talk about it.
You heard some new news?
Yeah, but it's not that. We're gonna talk about it. I'm on live.
Okay.
Alright. Interrupting my live, man. Shit annoying. Alright. So though some news reports indicate his passing involved a gunshot wound, James said the manner of his death is still pending. Now, back in the day, I told you he was a part of quite a few documentaries, and they said that they had the case solved as to who killed Pac and who killed Big. And again, matter of fact, it was really more so toward Pac, but when Suge just exposed, he said, if you find the killers of Pac, you find the killers of Big, you find the killers of Big, you found the killers of Pac. And the only one left standing at the end of this war was Puff. Junior Mafia, Lil' Kim, got locked up. Her career ain't never been the same. She got all this crazy ass plastic surgery. And what is she trying to cover up? What is she trying to get rid of when she got all that plastic surgery? What was she trying to avoid looking at in the mirror? Lil C's went on steroids or some shit for a while, and his career ain't never been the same. He disappeared. The whole Junior Mafia got dismantled. The Outlaw's gone. Gaddafi, he's dead, right? That's Gaddafi, the one that died, Tupac's cousin. He was smoked in a brutal way. Napoleon, like the main ones that we hear about, Napoleon, that nigga went off to Saudi Arabia or some shit, or Dubai. Like, he's out in he's out. He's gone. He went straight up Muslim. He left the whole society, the whole industry behind. From what was he running from? What did they know? What did they fear? A lot of this evil shit is not necessary. Greed is a motherfucker. Are we really dealing with humans? Are we really dealing with people? We dealing with demons. For real. At 5:24 p.m. Sunday, Marietta police responded to a 911 call regarding a possible suicide. If he committed suicide, why did he kill himself? A lot of murders end up looking like a suicide. That had just occurred on Shaw Lane, according to Marietta Police Lieutenant Tony Conrad. I can confirm his death, Conrad said Tuesday. It is under investigation. So he confirmed his death, but all he could tell us at this time in this article is that he can confirm that he's dead, but it's under investigation. The death is being investigated to determine if indeed it was a suicide. Listen, anytime they say they gotta check to confirm it's a suicide, for real, especially when the high profile shit like this, nigga, they know it's a murder already. There's no suspicion of it being a murder. They know, nigga. They know it's not a suicide. There's some foul play there. They know. These investigators too goddamn good, bro. They play stupid. Trust me. They play stupid. Play stupid. The death is being investigated to determine if indeed it was a suicide. Conrad wrote in an emailed response, it does appear to be a suicide, but the coroner's office will make a final determination. Listen, if if the death is a murder and it's connected to the right group, the coroner's office is definitely bribable. The coroner's office is definitely susceptible to fear and all type of other shit. They're human, bro. Nigga, they will list it as a suicide if they have to. You know what I'm saying? They will list it as a suicide. They won't necessarily list it as a homicide, even if it is. Trust me. There's laws that protect against that, but they're gonna do it anyway, nigga. There's a lot of shit that goes on under the table. There's a lot of shit that lie about cause of death with people. There's a lot of cover-ups and a lot of shit, even on a small scale. Trust me. You heard? Alexander's website states that he worked as Tupac's personal bodyguard in the year leading up to the controversial 1996 Las Vegas killing of the legendary rapper. Prior to that, his clients included rapper Snoop Dogg and the Dogg Pound. The bodyguard served as a Marine, was an amateur bodybuilder, and at one time worked for the Orange County Sheriff's Department, according to his Amazon.com profile. After Tupac's death, Alexander co-authored the book Got Your Back. And his relationship with the hip-hop star, he also produced documentaries about the friend he called Pac. I accepted him, he accepted me, and we became friends, Alexander wrote in his online bio. You know what's crazy? After his death, you really ain't hear about him. And it's funny, the bodyguards, the very close bodyguards / friends of these two legendary artists, they both came out with information about their death. Are these men even really dead? Ooh. Are they really dead, though? Or they just run away from the industry? Did they run away from what was coming to them? Because they both predicted their death in their albums. Both their security guards were their friends and were very close to them. And both their security guards had a lot of suspicions about what was going on and tried to protect them. And suddenly, these dudes are dead in a similar fashion. Cars get shot the fuck up and they both die. Tupac taught Big a lot. When Big got in the game, remember, he came after Pac. Tupac taught Big a lot, Holmes. Yo. And Tupac supposedly in Cuba. Yo, I think Big over there smoking some Cuban cigars with him. I don't know. And didn't they both get cremated, maybe? I think so. I don't know. But it's funny, both security guards, both was talking about their death and exposing the murders. And both of them died getting killed in cars, being in a place they had no business being. Wasn't it both in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken? And Sin City, baby. Now, both of them unsolved murders, and only one of their security is alive. He's still talking, and that's Biggs. Does it mean Tupac is alive because his security's dead and Big is dead and his security's alive? That could be another possibility. So, some crazy shit. Somebody's been... maybe both the security guards was close to them. Originally from Chicago, Alexander resided in a rural area of western Marietta, near the foothills of the southern end of Santa Ana Mountains. He leaves behind a wife, but whether he had other family members was not immediately known. So, Frank Alexander, 54, was pronounced dead by Marietta, California, or something like that. Officials, after police responded to the 911 call regarding possible suicide, the Marietta Patch reported police said they could not release the identity of the caller. Who called? Alexander was found with a gunshot wound to the head, execution style. But yeah, Yaki Gaddafi was murdered. Yup, 19 years old. There's a lot of foul play with both their murders. You know what's crazy? A lot of shit coming out about Tupac and shit with this whole new West Coast East Coast beef thing going on with Hassan Campbell and Whack 100, and then also not just that, but Tupac had a relationship sorta with Jada Pinkett, and all of a sudden Will Smith's life's in shambles. Yo, are they preparing for Pac to return and he's about to take Jada Pinkett? Ooh, like nigga, this shit looking crazy, you heard? Because think about it, Will and Pac had some issues, and Jada been doing some toxic ass shit to Will. Have this nigga looking out here looking crazy, doing some crazy shit. Yo, is Pac about to return? Because they talking about Cuz a lot now. So in 2021, Tupac's bodyguard's hard drive up for grabs, music, photos, and more. Alright. I'm on live. Yeah, some crazy stuff. This shit's some creepy shit. This shit got me nervous and on edge right now, man. Tupac Shakur's right-hand man bodyguard has a treasure trove of Pac-related gems that are seeing the light of day for the first time and are expected to fetch a pretty penny. The late rapper's ex-bodyguard, Frank Alexander, who has also since died, once had a computer hard drive in his possession that's said to contain an unspoken amount of content covering all things Tupac, including unseen photos, unheard music, and legal documents giving new insight into his life. The 83 gigabyte drive, which is being auctioned off by GottaHaveRock'n'Roll.com, started Wednesday, will have an opening bid of $10,000. But we're told by people in the know that auction heads think someone will throw down way more for it, about $600K or beyond. Why this thing is so dang valuable, you may ask. It's pretty simple actually, especially when you get a gander at what's inside. Among the digital files, a sea of pics showing Pac and his pals behind the scenes, after hanging out and or working on music projects. Okay, so Tupac with some females, Tupac with Mike Tyson, Tupac with a kid that looks like it could be his kid. Some behind the scenes photos, all that good stuff. Not just that, we're told there's also a plethora of legal docs that pertain to Tupac and that Frank owned, such as depositions he gave, lawsuits he was named in, among other paperwork. Bottom line, it's a very valuable collector's item for any hardcore fan. 10% of the proceeds are going toward it. Alright, yeah, okay. So a lot of these documents are pretty old, but I'm revisiting them just because it just makes sense. Gene Deal released a lot of stuff too. And did they kill him maybe for that hard drive? Or is there another one? Because 83 gigabytes is a weird ass number. Maybe some stuff was deleted. Okay, Here's another article on Quora.com. Why was Tupac bodyguard Frank Alexander killed briefly before the movie Murder Rap was shot? You gotta go look into Murder Rap. I'm also saying that to myself so I can look into it. Because he was going to insist the real events which took place in the movie. There's some stuff in the comments. Tupac's bodyguard Frank was killed for one reason and one reason alone. It still happens in everyday life. He made someone mad. Doesn't really whatever. Okay. Tupac's former bodyguard Frank Alexander reveals who shot Tupac. Frank Alexander, known as Big Frank, the former bodyguard of Tupac, talks about the night, September 7th, 1996, of the Las Vegas shooting, and he revealed who he thinks was the killer. How are you doing, Frank? This must be from an interview. Just riding my horse, man. Just hanging out and chasing those cowgirls. How did you come to be Tupac's personal bodyguard in the first place? I spent 11 years in the Marines and trained to become a world-class bodybuilding champion. I was working as a prison officer when I got the call from a friend of mine asking me, which might have been Gene Deal low-key on the low, me if I wanted to work security for Death Row Records, owned by the man Las Vegas police believed to be the new Prince of Darkness, Marion Suge Knight. We heard they hooked you up with Snoop Dogg and the Dog Pound after your quick thinking saved them from being shot in New York. Tupac asked you to work for him. I was 5 foot 11 inches and almost 20 stone. I knew my size was a factor, or Tupac, he liked having big ass nigga on his side. They used to call me Big Frank. Tupac also liked me because I was the only one that could keep up with him. He was like a Energizer bunny. He was a workaholic, plus he loved to drive fast and crazy. He used to try to shake his security, but I was the only one who managed to stick with him. Tupac was a lot of fun. We had a blast. How much did you get paid? About $300 a day. But there were other perks. Like what? Okay, so $300 a day. So 4 days a week, that's $1,200. So about $1,500 a week. Even by today's standards, that's really not that bad. Like, if you live in a pretty regular life, that's not that bad. Like, every 2 weeks you're getting $3,000 and $6,000 a month. Okay, in New York, that's still sustainable now for certain 4 bedrooms. That's fucking crazy. So that's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? With or without extra perks. Like candy, Tupac's code name for weed. Pac smoked weed 24/7. When he first got out of bed every morning, he rolled the Philly blunt. Tupac taught me how to make one. You basically take a cigar, slice it up in the middle, take out the tobacco and replace it with weed. The shit's so good you'll never go back. Tupac looked at things like this: money first, weed second, pussy third. That's saying a lot because he really loved women. So Pac wasn't exactly training for priesthood. I couldn't count the number of hoochies Pac slept with while I was working with him, but it would have to be in 3 digits. God damn. But, you know, we're talking about Death Row Pac. We're not talking about prior to that Pac. Women threw themselves at Pac, and he wasn't dodging, included. And now crazy. 1 minute, y'all. 1 minute. Gotta wake this dude up. He back there fucking rolling all over himself. Hello. 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 Give her a bottle. Thank you. So as I'm sitting here thinking, there was rumors that they were trying to say Pac was gay. So according to Frank Alexander, that wasn't possible. So if Frank Alexander's narrative was still let to stand, a lot of these rumors wouldn't even exist. Okay, so Pac wasn't exactly trained for. Okay, where was we? Women threw themselves at Pac and he wasn't dodging, including Madonna, Faith Evans, Biggie Smalls' wife, O.J. Simpson's daughter, Arnell, and Kadada Jones, Quincy Jones' daughter. You must have met some cool people. I met a ton of people like Samuel L. Jackson and Tim Roth. One time we were invited to Men's Fashion Week in Italy, and Pac and Versace hit it off real well. Tupac was pretty close to Mike Tyson too, wasn't he? Mike hung out with us all the time. He and Tupac had a lot in common. The bad boy thing, it goes back to where they came from. I remember one time on tour, Tupac had Mike come up on stage and do a song with him. Pac started rapping and Mike was jumping up and down on stage, throwing his hands in the air and screaming like a bitch. He was so excited. Give her a bottle, come on now. Let me see. So it doesn't really, I was just skimming through, it doesn't really say who he thinks is responsible for Pac's death, but it does say at some point Suge Knight blamed him. And I think because Pac told him to drive Kadada's, which is Quincy Jones' daughter, so Kadada Jones' car, and go ride with the Outlaws or some shit like that. So it doesn't really say who's responsible. You know what I'm saying? But maybe more information will unfold as it comes. Also, as a bonus, apparently there's some things going on in YNW Millie's case right now. So, hey, there's going to be some new information coming on that. So there's a lot of shit going on right now, and I'm staying on top of things. I'm starting to really take this shit more seriously, so I want y'all to continue to tune in, support, and put some positivity in the comment section. Hit the notification bell and subscribe. It's all free. It don't take any money for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell and hit some positivity in the comment section and show some support. It does not take any money to do that. So please do. With that being said, I love y'all for y'all support. I love y'all for just being you, and I love y'all for loving me for being me. With that being said, peace.